we see lots of things on our social media and magazines and all of this, and everything is always described as look thinner is better. A lot of the times we are only seeing one side. We are really only seeing one side of the story. And there is also it's very confusing, and we're seeing all these constant images and we're thinking that we should look a certain way. But what I want to go through today is all this information that we're being pointed at, it becomes really confusing, and our images now of how we should look or certain ways is really misconstrued with what the actual truth is or the reality. So I want to show you some examples of some women who have actually reversed their weight loss and who are so much more happier now that they're with the bodies that they have now. So that means that yes, they've gained weight, so either by building muscle or simply by calming down their intense or diet or fitness plans. And for them, it's been the true answer to good health. All I'm doing through here is to try to show you that there is a different perspective. So first is Giovanna Fit. Okay, so in here, she describes that she's gained weight and she's really happy and she's not beating herself up for it. So since at my lowest, I've gone through a number of life events, both positive and negative, and they've tested my dedication and willpower. Sometimes I won, sometimes I came in second, and there's no losing when you're working on you. At my lowest, I was at a place where I was eating lots of food I did not enjoy. I was unhappy, which is the part of the reason I let loose. Here I am again. I'm here to stress to you that I do not have it all figured out. I am human like you, and I slip up like you. I'm here to remind you that this is normal and a natural part of the journey. It's a roller coaster, and you'll always be finding your way. I've stayed happy this whole time because I've always worked on my mentality. And I always say we must love our bodies in all states at all times. Throughout this journey, you will ride with highs and lows, but you'll never fail, and you'll always come on top of you. Keep working on you. So if you've gained some weight, do not fret. This is normal, and you are not falling apart. You know what you need to do, and so do I. But am I upset right now? I'm absolutely not, because I've been killing my workouts. I've gained so much strength, and I'm strengthening my relationship with myself. So that's just a bit what she was saying, and it's just interesting to see that, yeah, when she was at a lowest weight, she was actually unhappy, and she has gone through some life events, but she's made choices into how to change. That's the first one that I wanted to go through. The next one is Marcelle Hopkins. She was actually in Miss South Africa. So she lost 2 stone in order to be crowned Miss South Africa, but by putting herself on a strict diet and training for 2 to 3 hours a day, by the end there she nearly didn't feel any good as what she hoped she would. Her boobs shrunk 2 cup sizes and her period stopped. And on this specific day of the picture, she got home freezing after the shot, and she had a baby apple for her dinner. She gave up her regime and insisted it is not worth the fight of a daily battle with food and your body or your body. So our bodies are different and we can all look the same. Next one here is Amy Wiley. She gained 2 stone of weight in 4 years after realizing that she wanted to be a stronger Amy with much more muscle, who lifted weights and who eats a lot more food. Having always been on a slender build, she wrote in her post that she desperately tried to maintain this by overdoing in the cardio and eating very little. And in 2013 she weighed 8 stone 9 pounds, but since she's became a stronger Amy with more muscle, who lifts weights and eats a lot more food, she's put on 2 stone, now weighing 10 stone 9 pounds, and she says that she couldn't be happier. What made her change her approach to health and fitness, and more importantly her body confidence, was she just loved the idea of being toned and leaner and not going to the gym and running on a treadmill or going on the cross trainer for hours on end. So she found using weight really helped her. But the next one is Jolene Jones. So she spent months trying to shed weight and toning herself up to compete in a bodybuilder competition. Until one day she decided that she'd had enough. She realized that a 6-pack didn't make me happy. I was never enough and always needing to improve. As a result, she chose to let go of her rigid diet and exercise plan, and she has never looked back since. The next person is Claire Maxwell. She fainted and broke her jaw at work since she lost a stone. When she came to putting weight back on, she decided to use this as an opportunity to craft a strong and healthy body in the gym with the help of weightlifting. It was really hard to maintain your food intake when your jaw was wide shut, so she bottomed out at 8 stone 3. So she knew she needed to gain back the weight, but she didn't see the hurry, she admitted, and she didn't think that she looked unhealthy. She thought she looked fine, lean, even, and it wasn't until she saw the photo taken after her exit that she remembered thinking, oh shit, I definitely don't have a butt anymore. She knew then that she needed to do something about it. The next one that we're looking at is, she was a model, Liza. In this photo here, she's describing how much her body changed after she stopped fighting to fit into the industry ideals and to share how much happier she is now. Is sharing her inspiring before and after photos, and she tells it at the start or the peak of her career versus right now where her body is. So she's been in the fashion industry since she was 17 as a model, and it initially gave her an adrenaline rush, but all that began to change after fainting one night in her apartment while preparing one of her very low calorie meals. She thinks it was about 20 pieces of steamed edamame beans. Realizing enough was enough. Victoria, her journey to gain weight was not an easy one. So she suffered from anorexia in the first picture. A year later, in the middle of the picture, she had developed a bit of an obsession with food and exercise and her body. While she believed that she was being healthy at the time, she now knows that there's nothing more unhealthy than putting so much stress on your body and mind to be a lower body fat percentage, as having a healthy outlook on fitness and not letting it consume your life. Alison, she's gone up 5 dress sizes, and a lot of people might have seen that as a negative thing. But she said after years of feeling uncomfortable with her shape and dieting as a result, she finally realized her attitude had to change when she had a baby daughter. She goes, now it's all about embracing who she is rather than wishing she was different. 12 years I spent my existence completely consumed by my size, fluctuating 100 pounds over the decade, constantly comparing myself to others and never feeling enough or worthy. Even as a size 2 to 4 on my wedding and honeymoon, I could only see my perceived flaws. After the birth of my daughter in 2012, I had visions of her growing up and looking exactly like me. I verbally said that I wished that she would look like me. And that's the moment that I realized that I needed to change, not only for myself, but for my entire family, especially my children. Kids, I think, are a really big motivator to think about how you want them to see, because we don't realize how much they hear you. Karina, she's gained 3 kilos in the photos, so she's heavier weight, but she has a lot more strength. So she's gained 3 kilos since starting at the gym in last August. The old me probably would have panicked. Apart in the photo, I'm worried about the comments she received, but the truth is I actually really love the things that come with gaining a bit of weight. So I can now lift weights. As recently as in January this year, I struggled to squat or deadlift 40 kilos. Now I can squat at least 90 kilograms and deadlift 110. I eat the foods I love within moderation, and last year I tracked every single thing I ate, and I would get quite agitated if I was eating out and I couldn't track my food. Now I eat a lot more food and I have a better understanding of the kinds of foods that I need to eat and when. Final one that we're going to go through is Megan. Lots of people have actually said that Megan in this photo ruined her body by quitting her diet and exercise scheme, but she disagrees, and this is her happy body. She proudly writes, and as she does, she looks great. In the comments, she says, no matter how much weight I lost, I always still have something to hate. And sure, people don't need to gain weight to find themselves loved, but this is just what my body needed to do and to match to my mental freedom. This is my happy body. So what I want you to see from here is lots of these women's turn to exercise, which is not what I'm saying you should do either, but I'm just saying that they all kind of got to a point where they were quite low in their lives. They realized that there was this way that they were living, and they were living under this restriction or hating themselves, and it really wasn't serving them. And they decided to make a change. And obviously they've been very vocal on it by posting it on social media, which is great. But it's just that I want you to all see that, that not everything is about weight loss or how thin we are, and our bodies are all different. And it's really looking to enjoy your life, enjoy who you are, and be comfortable with who you are, and don't spend any more extra time hating yourself. Your children or on your gravestone isn't going to say she weighed this amount. It's going to think about the activities you do or the life that you've led, and living your life hating your body, hating how you look, restricting it in what you're eating or over exercising, any of those things. It's not a way to lead a life. It's not a way to lead a life at all. And I really hope that we can start to see and we can appreciate parts of our bodies, or that we are where we are, and really learn to love ourselves for who we are.